Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon to everyone who's sitting here and who will be watching me online. Let's continue with our discussion of chapter number 2. In chapter number 2, we have 10 concepts to discuss. What is the weightage of chapter number 2? 10 marks descriptive. Minimum 5, maximum 10. Two questions can be asked. That is the maximum limit for this chapter. Total 10 concepts. We studied 4 concepts. In 5 to 10 minutes, let's quickly revise whatever we studied and then we'll start with today's session. What was the first thing that we studied? Competitive landscape. What is competitive landscape? It is a business analysis in which we try to identify and understand our competitors, direct as well as indirect. Why do we do this? So that we come to know about our competitors, vision, mission, core values, niche market, strengths, and what sort of intelligence? Competitive intelligence. What are the steps? Identify the competitor, understand the competitor, determine the strength of the competitor, determine the weakness of the competitor, put all the information together. So these are my 5 steps. Very important. It has been asked, guys. New concept which was added by the institute in your new syllabus. Then we discussed the most lengthy part here, portfolio analysis. What is portfolio? Collection, basket, or a group of businesses is portfolio for us in this subject. What is portfolio analysis? Each business is like an investment from which you expect certain returns. So if you are getting the desired returns, you will continue to stay invested. If you don't feel like you are getting the desired returns, if you are not getting the desired returns, what you will do? You will liquidate, you will get out of that business and do something else. That is why portfolio analysis is very important for us. Now, here we have 9 parts to discuss. What was the first thing that we discussed? SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is given by Kurt Lewin. What did Kurt Lewin say? That this tool is very good, but this tool is good for planning purposes. It is narrow in scope. Internal, external, inherent capabilities, limitations, favorable condition, unfavorable condition. SWOT. Then we studied something called as, this was good for planning, no doubt, but did it tell us what to do? No, it did not tell us what to do, what actions to take. We were not aware of this. That is why one gentleman by the name of Heinz Wahrig came up with a matrix, TOWS matrix. What he did, he matched the internal strengths and weaknesses with opportunities and threats. So on x-axis we have internal, on y-axis we have external. Internal will have strengths, weakness, opportunities, threats. SO, ST, WO, WT. Maxi, 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 mini, mini, maxi, mini, mini. Aggressive, conservative, competitive, defensive. I hope you remember this. Then we studied product life cycle. Product life cycle shows the relationship between sales and time. It is S-shaped curve. How many stages? 4 successive stages. First, production. Very. Then we studied experience curve. As the production increases, why? Because the workers do repetitive productive work become expert experience, right? So less time, more work. We learn as we grow. It acts as a barrier for new entrant. You remember yesterday I gave you one example. 1 lakh units, 1,000 units. Whose cost was less? 1 lakh units. Because of this, the new entrant was facing challenges. That is burning of cash. That is what startups do in today's world. Experience curve. After that, SBU. In normal circumstances, how many levels in an organization? 3. Corporate, business, function. But in SBU, we'll have 4 levels. Corporate, SBU, Divisional functional. Don't tell me the full form of SBU. What is SBU? I will tell you the full form. Strategic Business Unit or Profit Center. What is SBU? Single business or a collection of related businesses which can be planned for separately. It has its own manager. It has its own competitors. It helps us in better allocation of resources. We can compare our performance with other divisions. Then we studied ENSOF matrix. ENSOF matrix is given by Igor ENSOF. What this matrix talks about growth. So if you want to grow the business, you can use this matrix. What is the name of this matrix? ENSOF product. On x-axis product, y-axis market, growth matrix. Product can be existing, product can be new, market can be existing, market can be new. What do you mean by market? Customer base, target customer whom you are wanting to sell your product. There can be 4 boxes here. Existing product, existing market. Tell me, existing product, existing market. Market penetration. The risk is very low. The risk is, in all growth strategies, there will be risk. But this is the least risky. Which one? In MCQs, they will ask you. Market penetration means what? Selling existing product in existing market. It has the least risk. You have understood this? What is market development then? Whatever is the development will be new. So product will be the same, market will be new. Product development, new product, existing market. Then we have diversification is product. Out of the 4, which is moderately risky? Market development, moderately risky. Most risky. Understood this. Then we have BCG matrix. BCG, what is the full form of BCG? Boston Consulting Group. Who gave us this matrix? Bruce Henderson. What is the name of the matrix? BCG growth share matrix. Share on x-axis we have market share. High market share, low market share. On y-axis we have high growth, low growth. 4 boxes. How many boxes? 4 boxes. I'm asking you a few questions. You can look at the book and answer. I don't mind. Low share, low growth. Which box? You can answer. Name the box. I don't want strategies. I want the box. Low share, low growth. Dogs. Low share, low growth is dogs. High share, high growth. Stars. High share, low growth. Cash cows. Cash cows. Low share, high growth. Question mark. Question mark is also called as. Now you talk about strategies. You know, for stars, what kind of strategy? Think and answer. Think and answer. Hold. For stars, you will hold. For question marks, you will. For dogs, you will. Divest. And for cash cows, you will. You should be prepared for every question that I ask. Will you revise at home? Yes. Yes. Then good. If no, start revising. Because you have 4 months to forget. You have 4 months to forget. So revise. I'll tell you today how to study this subject. I'll give you a rough roadmap, not an exact roadmap, but a rough roadmap today I'll tell you, but at the end of the day. Now, after this, BCG is done. Then we have General Electric, GE, McKinsey, 9-cell matrix. BCG had some problems. What was the problem? It is only looking at one factor, that is market share. Market share alone cannot be the deciding factor whether a company should increase the business or they should shut down the business. You tell me Kia Motors, such a good company. Initially, their market share will be low. What's the point of them using BCG? That is why they switched to McKinsey. They changed the x-axis and y-axis. X-axis is business strength, strong, average, weak. Y-axis is market attractiveness, high, medium, low. How many boxes? 9. That is why the name GE McKinsey 9 cell matrix. It is also called as business planning matrix. Stoplight model. It is inspired from traffic control lights: red, green, yellow. Diagonal line from left to right is yellow. Protect, be cautious. Above that will be green. Green means grow, build, invest. Below that, bottom right corner, divest, divest. Diagonally above that will be harvest. Red means stop. Yellow means be cautious, slow down, protect. Green means go. You all understood? Then we have ADL matrix. ADL matrix was given by, it is inspired from product life cycle. On x-axis we have phases of industry maturity. How many phases? 4. But he changed the name. For first we called this as embryonic, the last aging. Second and third remain the growth and maturity. On x-axis it was stages of industry maturity. On y-axis it was competitive position. This is the question that has been asked twice. Be careful. Discuss the competitive position under ADL matrix. How many competitive positions? Dominant, strong, favorable, weak. Good. We finished the entire portfolio analysis. Then value creation. Selling customers products which can create value. What do you understand by value? It can be the performance, features, durability, availability, after sales service. All this can create value in the eyes of customers. We don't want one-time customers, we want customers for life, repetitive customers that can come only when we are able to provide value for money products to customers, right? Cost, suppose this is 0. The pen that we made was for 30 rupees. We could have sold this for 100, but we sold for 75. So did I earn some money? Yes. 30 rupees and 75 rupees. The difference 45 is my margin. Were you happy in using this process? Cross pen? Yes. 25 rupees was your consumer service. How much I could have earned? 70 rupees. That is profitability pricing band. You remember this, right? This is value creation, very simple concept, but an important concept. For 5 marks, they may ask you this. Then we studied the last concept, which was what is globalization? Integrating our economy with the world economy is globalization. Here we have 3 questions. Characteristics: MNC, ENC, SNC, and why do company go global? Now you tell me characteristics of global company. Multiple, common. Multiple units, common ownership. Multiple units, common pool of resources. Multiple units, common strategy. ENC and MNC, 2 points are same, 3 points are opposites. I want to know about SNC. Supranational companies, those are formed and established by a non-political body. Yes, the purpose is to bridge the gap. There is a disparity between underdeveloped, developing, and developed nations. We want to bridge the gap. So those are world bodies: WTO, United Nations, IMF, World Bank. What is their role? Their role is to help the member nations in difficult circumstances. They can help only when they are the members of the group. If you are the member of IMF, then only we will be able to help you. But should we be partial? We should never be partial. You all understood this. Then why do companies go global? We had 9 points. I hope you remember those 9 points. So guys, in around 15 minutes, we were able to recollect whatever we studied in yesterday's class. Now let's start with today's session. But I request all of you to study regularly. This subject is easy, but I observe many students don't study this subject regularly. If you study along with me, believe me, you will be able to finish this in 1 month. 1 hour each day, minimum 1 hour each day. If you give me, will be able to finish this in next 30 days. But the challenge will be to stay committed to this subject. That's it. Let's start. Let's start with today's session. 10 concepts we have completed. 4. We start with other concepts. So before we do this, let's write whatever we have done. Means just the name. What was the first thing that we studied? We studied competitive landscape. Did we study 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? No. We studied directly concept number 8, that is value creation. We also studied portfolio analysis and we studied globalization. So now let's start with the first concept. The first concept is competitive strategy. What are we studying now? Competitive strategy. Now, you tell me in the first class, if you attended my first class, we discussed what is strategy. What is strategy? What is strategy? Very good. It is a long range blueprint of an organization's desired image, direction, destination. This is something which we studied. Why do we come up with strategies? Because we want to achieve organizational objective. That is why I like the second definition, William F. Gluck. William F. Gluck said that strategy is a unified, comprehensive, integrated plan designed to assure that the basic objective of the organization is achieved. What is the basic objective? In the initial few years, you want to survive. Then slowly but surely stabilize. Then become profitable. Then become prosperous. That is what you want as an organization, right? Initially, during initial few years, you survive the competition. Then stabilize. Then profitability will come. Then prosperity will come. This is one of the objectives. But the other objective is to fight the competition. You are not the only one doing business here. You will be facing competition. So you need to fight that competition. So what is competitive strategy? Strategies which are formulated to fight and sustain the competition is called as competitive strategy. What is competitive strategy? Strategies which are formulated to fight and sustain the competition. You all understood this? So whenever you are making competitive strategy, you need to think about environment. You need to think about your internal factors. Because if the competitor increases the selling price, if the competitor starts giving some complementary product, we also may have to give some complementary product. So our strategy will be dependent on what the competitor is doing. So our strategy will be based on their strategies also. Here, one important point. What are the objectives of competitive strategy? We have 3 objectives. How many objectives? 3. Number 1, to beat the competition. Why are we making competitive strategy? So that we can beat our competitor. Second, increase our market share. And third, to generate competitive advantage. So these are the 3 objectives. You need not write, it is there in the book. If a student is referring the book, everything that I said was from the book. But still, if you want to make running notes, the choice is yours. I repeat, what are the objectives of competitive strategy? Number 1, to beat the competition. That is the whole purpose of doing this. If you beat the competition, naturally your market share will increase. And once your market share increase, your profitability will be more than your competitor, which will help you achieve what? Competitive advantage. You all understood this? Let's quickly write whatever we discussed. Please help me. What is competitive strategy? First of all, strategy is my writing legible? Strategy is formulated to achieve basic objectives of organization. But strategy is also formed to fight the. You want me to dictate this? Okay, I'll dictate. Strategies formulated to achieve the basic objectives of organization. Please write a little fast. I don't want such a book. 50 to 60 pages will be enough. But it's okay. You can use this for other subject. Strategy is formulated to achieve the basic objective of organization, but strategy is also formed to fight the competition. Next point. Strategies formulated to fight and sustain strategies formulated to fight and sustain the competition is called competitive strategy. CS means competitive, it is not counter strike. Competitive strategy. Anyone wants me to repeat the first point? No. Don't be hesitant, just ask. I'll do the needful. Strategies formulated to fight and sustain the competition is called as competitive strategy. What are the objectives? What are the objectives of competitive strategy? Please help me. 3 points. Beat the competition, increase the market share, generate competitive advantage. You get 5 marks. Okay. It's done, finished. Now we'll just read whatever is there in our book to be very sure. I guess we have moves also. What moves you can undertake to achieve that objective? We'll write that also, don't worry. What are the objectives? First objective? To beat the competition. Very good. To increase the market share. Don't write this in exams. Here we are writing it for our reference. Increase. Upward arrow means increase market share and to generate competitive advantage. Am I going too fast? No, right? What moves should we undertake? What moves? Have you played chess? Right? Opponent will make a move, we will think and accordingly we will make a move to defeat that opponent, right? Similarly, it is a game of chess. Business is nothing but a game of chess. We lose money, that's it. So what moves we have to undertake? Number 1, we will have to attract our customers. This is what Patanjali did. Atta noodles. Nestle Maggi was banned. Immediately they showed commercial, natural, herbal, Ayurvedic atta noodles. But was it good? I leave it up to you to decide. For me, it was not good. To attract customer, this is my first move. Number 2, as I told you, competitors will not sit silent. They will fight. They will fight back. So we need to withstand. We need to withstand. Withstand means we need to fight them. We need to withstand what? The pressure thrown at us. Withstand competitive pressure. We need to withstand competitive pressure. And last, we need to strengthen our market position. Strengthen our market position means create our dominance. Create our dominance. For example, whenever you want to buy mineral water, you don't say give me mineral water. What you say? Give me Bisleri. Whenever you want to buy a chocolate, you don't say give me chocolate. You say give me Cadbury. Similarly, if you get hurt and you want to apply some band-aid you say. You don't call it, give me, we call this as band-aid. You know, Johnson and Johnson's band-aid. That is one of the companies, one of the products of Johnson and Johnson's. Right? Give me band-aid, we say. Similarly, give me Fevicol. Actually, it is an adhesive. But what we say, give me Fevicol. So we need to strengthen our position. Our brand should be so good that customers call our product for whenever they want to buy the product. Well, understood this. This is your competitive strategy. This was so simple. Any doubts? Let's read this. Then, if you have doubts, you ask. First page of our first page. Just a minute. Let's read this, guys. Let's read this. Competitive strategy. This is the first concept. I hope both the screens are working. Okay, great. Let's start. Strategy which is formed and developed by managers for achieving basic objectives. Right? Generally, you make strategies to achieve basic objectives. And those basic objectives are survival, stability, efficiency, growth. That is the main objective. But business objectives, one of the most important objective is to frame strategies to, because you will not be the only player selling the goods. There will be other competitors. In simple words, strategies which is formed for fighting and sustaining the competition is called as competitive strategy. And this is what I give you example for. Your competitive strategy will evolve out of consideration of factors of external environment. So if your competitor is offering some complementary product, you may have to think about giving some complementary product or reducing the selling price or increasing some quantity. Otherwise, your customer will switch to that particular competitor. What are the objectives of competitive strategy? 3 objectives. The first objective, beat the competition, increase the market share, generate. And how will you do this? What are the steps or moves? First, you attract the customer, withstand the competitive pressure, and first concept done. Any doubts? If I ask you what is competitive strategy, will you be able to tell me what is competitive strategy? What is competitive strategy? First of all, you should tell me strategies are formed to achieve the basic objectives. Then competitive strategies are formed to fight the competition. Right? So if you want to fight and sustain the competition, we will make competitive strategies. What are the objectives? 3 objectives. Number 1, beat the competitor. Number 2, increase the market share. Number 3, generate competitive advantage. What moves we have to undertake? Attract the customers, withstand the competitive pressure, strengthen your market position. Any doubts here? Let's move to the next concept. I guess the speed was not so fast. Was it fast? No. Okay, as you say. Strategic analysis. The moment we finish strategic analysis, you know what will happen? We would have finished the first 3 concepts and the last 3 concepts. Then only 4 concepts remain, right? So let's start. Strategic analysis. Now here, let me take an hypothetical situation. You want to start a business, or you already have a business. So if you already have a business or you want to start a business, will you directly start or you will think about starting a business? You will think. Think means what? You will analyze. You will analyze. What will you analyze? Your competitors, your market. Competitors, can I say external? Competitors means external environment, right? You know, right? Business works in an environment. Within the organization will be internal, outside the organization will be in external. Also we have micro and macro. So he will think about, that's his answer. He told me he'll think about the market, he'll think about the competitors. What else? Customers, will you not think about customers whom we are selling to, that is market? Will you not think about the policies which are relating to this, rules applicable to that particular or business? All the laws you will not study, you will have to study. What else? Distributors, you will talk to the distributors whether they will be able to give us the distribution, raw materials and finished goods. What else? That is one part. I'm not here to judge you. Even if you give me wrong answer, it's absolutely fine. Just say, have a conversation with me. The demand for our product, okay, that is the survey market research, as you said. Government policies, okay, very good. Don't you think so? We will also study our internal strengths and weaknesses. External is absolutely right, but what about our internal capabilities, our internal resources? Whether do we have the sufficient resources to cater to the customer's demand? We will study that also. So, what is strategic analysis? Understanding the business environment before you start your business is called as strategic. And I repeat, understanding the business environment before you. Why you should study this? Because your internal and external factors are important for the performance of business. Your strategies that you will make will be based on your internal strengths and weaknesses and environmental opportunities and threats. Yes or no? Whatever strategies you make, you will make on the basis of internal and external environment, and it will be interdependent. It will be interdependent. You understood TOWS matrix? TOWS matrix was nothing but this only. No, you are having strength and there is opportunity. What you will do? Aggressive strategy. But you are having strength, but there is a threat. What you will do? Conserve yourself, protect yourself. So this is nothing but strategic analysis. Understanding the business environment before you start your business is called as strategic analysis. Now, one important question here. Think and answer. Don't be in a hurry. If you want to make a strategy, your strategy should be based on gut feeling, intuition, feelings, emotions, or it should be based on analysis. Your strategy should never be based on judgment, gut feeling, emotions, intuition. It should always be based on analysis of what? Internal and external environment. Internal resources, capabilities will help you find out your strengths and weaknesses. External environmental factors will help you talk about the opportunities and threats. So whenever you are making any strategy, remember your strategy should be based on analysis. Most of the companies, when it comes to making strategy, become emotional. Nokia failed. Why they failed? Because they continued making feature phones. That button phone we had, feature phones. When they knew that customers' preferences have changed, there was change in technology, still they continued making what? Feature phones. Why? Because they were attached, emotionally attached to that product, because at that time they were the market leaders. And I told you, market leaders have a lot to lose because they are at the top. Look at today's scenario. Maruti, they are the leaders in petrol, diesel, CNG car. If they don't pivot, if they don't adopt the electric vehicle concept, in years to come, they will also become Nokia of auto sector. So that is why they have a lot to lose. The top management in January last year, in fact, this year they announced that by 2025, we will also make electric cars. You all understood this? So you need not be emotional when it comes to making strategy. You need to be practical.
And what is the best way to be practical? To do analysis, because numbers and data will never lie. The feedback that we get, the research that we do, will it lie? No, it will give you facts and figures. And based on those facts and figures, you should come up with a strategy. You all understood this? This is the benefit of doing strategic analysis. Now, one important thing here. If you do proper analysis, you will make a good strategy. If you make a good strategy, will you achieve competitive advantage? Yes. Will you increase your market share? Yes. Will the company achieve its vision, mission, goal, objective? Yes. But what if you don't analyze the environment properly? What will happen? You will end up making a faulty strategy. What kind of a strategy? And if you make a faulty strategy, do you think you'll be able to achieve your objectives? No. Will you achieve your vision? No. Will you achieve competitive advantage? No. You all understood this? This is what is written in strategic analysis. One important question that we would like to discuss here is issues in strategic analysis. What we would like to discuss? Issues in strategic analysis. 3 issues. Issues means limitation. Issues means limitation. We have 3 issues here. Number 1, strategy evolves over a period of time. Strategy evolves over a period of time. Give me a minute, I will explain to you this with example. Number 2, balance. Balance of internal strength with external opportunities. Number 2, balance of internal strength with environmental opportunity. And number 3, risk. Number 3, risk. So these 3 are the issues when it comes to strategic analysis. Issues means limitations. For us here, issues means limitation. So what is the first issue? Strategy evolves over a period of time. Now you tell me, whenever we want to do strategic analysis, we will have to study internal analysis. We will have to study external analysis. This is a time consuming process. Yes or no? This is a time consuming process because this will eat up our time, because our managers will be occupied in understanding whether this particular activity that we are doing, this particular resources that we have, is a positive resource or a negative. If it is a positive resource, strength. Negative resource, weakness. Similarly, we need to study the environmental factors. This will either result into opportunity or threats. Is this a time consuming job? Yes. And because of this, our day-to-day work is affected. The other day also I told you, managers, if they continue doing this work, the day-to-day operations, who will do the supervision? Nobody will be there to supervise the employees and workers. So the day-to-day work gets affected. More importantly, whatever decisions you make step by step ultimately results in strategy. So strategy is a result of small decisions which are taken over a period of time. If you see, it is there in the book. Third sentence, first point, third sentence, it is written. Strategy at a particular point of time is a result of small decisions which are taken over an extended period of time. What do you mean by this? I am giving you one scenario. See if you can relate to this. Petrol prices in all major cities have crossed 100 rupees. And this is the example which I'll be using till my last class. Number 2, government encouraging the use of electric car. Number 3, customers wanting electric cars. Number 4, competitors making electric car. This is the current scenario. Now, you are a car manufacturing company in making presently petrol car, diesel car, CNG car. This is the present scenario in your environment. Now you have one decision to make. You have done the analysis. And this is the result, that customers wanting to buy electric car, competitors making electric cars, government encouraging the use of electric car, petrol prices in all major cities cross 100. So you need to make a decision. So what is that decision? Yes, we will also make electric car. So what you will do, you will set up an R&D team, research and development team, wherein you will create two groups. One group will be in charge of designing the car. The other group will be in charge of making the engine of the car. That is the first decision. Then you will ask the top management to allocate funds, because you will be wanting to buy machines. You will be training your employees. Don't you think so? This is also one decision that you have taken, training the employees, buying the machines. This is your another decision. So all these small decisions coming together for a strategy. What was that strategy? The strategy was to come up with electric cars. So small decisions which are taken over an extended period of time results into strategy. What if one of the factor changes? Your strategy changes. You all understood? That is why it is one of the issues. That strategy will evolve over a period of time. Today we feel, oh, electric car is the next big thing. What if in a year's time petrol prices come down to 30 rupees? Just an example. But what if it comes down to 30 rupees? Nobody will use electric car. Government will stop giving incentive. Then what will happen? Your plan, you will change the plan. Yes. One of the reasons strategic management is evolving, as he rightly said, our business is dependent on environment. If environmental factor change, our strategies will change, because customers' taste will change, policies will change, competitors' behavior will change. So our business will also change. You all understood this first point. What was the first point? Strategy. By the way, what is the main question that we are discussing? Strategic analysis. What is strategic analysis? Understanding the business environment before you start a business is called as strategic analysis. Right? Whenever you are doing strategic analysis, your strategy should never be based on emotions, gut feeling, intuition, feelings. Rather, it should be based on analysis of internal factors and external. If you do proper analysis, you will be able to achieve competitive advantage, achieve the vision, mission, goal, objective, and increase the market share. But if you are not able to do this, what will happen? You will come up with a faulty strategy, unachieved vision, mission, goal, objective, and you will not be achieving competitive advantage. You understood this? How many issues we have? 3. The first issue was, I hope I am not going too fast. Strategy evolves over a period of time. What do you mean by this? That whenever you are making strategy, you need to study internal and external factors. So this is a time consuming process. It affects our daily work, because the managers will be busy in coming up with analysis. So they will have no time to work on a daily basis. Number 3, small decisions which are taken over an extended period of time. Strategy is a result of small decisions taken over a period of time. You all understood the first point. Second point, this is okay, balance of internal strengths and environmental opportunity. Now strength is yourself, right? Your own organizational strength. But opportunity, tell me about opportunity. Opportunity is restricted only for you. It is available only for you or for the entire industry participants. It is for all. So do you think there will be a perfect moment where there is a strength and there is an opportunity? No, there will never be a perfect match between strength and opportunity. You need to have a workable balance. What kind of a balance? If you wait for the perfect opportunity, that perfect opportunity will never come. Why? Because opportunity is not limited to you. It is available for all. So here, a perfect match, second paragraph, you are looking at the book, a perfect match between internal strength and environmental opportunity is not feasible, because opportunity is available for all. I hope you understood. Opportunity is external. So if you don't make electric cars, customer will not stop buying car. They will buy some other company's car. It is your loss, not their loss. You tell me people stopped using mobile phone after Nokia? No, Nokia lost the battle. So it is we as an organization who has to adapt. So whatever opportunity we have, we should grab that opportunity. Don't wait for the right moment. Well understood? This is the second point. Second issue is you should strike a balance. But what kind of a balance? Workable balance. If you wait for a perfect balance, you will keep on waiting. If you wait for the right time, that right time will never come. Well understood this? So second point is balance. Balance of what? Internal strengths and environmental opportunities. You all understood this? Third point, risk. What do you mean by risk? Don't look at the book. Book does not have the answer. What do you mean by risk? Who said this? Uncertainty. Very good. Uncertainty. But uncertainties also can result into good results. I will give you the example here. He said uncertainty. Uncertainty results to risk. Yes. Partially he is correct. But uncertainty relating to business is called as risk. Give me for a few examples for risk. Now you tell me, inter-country relationship, is it a risk? The answer is yes. I told you yesterday also, I tell you today, no country is independent. Every country is dependent on the other. For customers, for suppliers, for distributors, for professionals. No country is self-sufficient. We are working in an environment wherein we are dependent on each other. So if I need something, I'll have to come to you. And if you need something, you will have to go to someone. So there is codependency. You understand codependency? We are dependent on each other. So in today's world, if there is Ukraine-Russia war happening, is it affecting only these two countries? No, it is not affecting only those two countries. It is affecting us also. Similarly, India-China war tension. Is it affecting us? Yes, because majority of raw materials are being purchased from China. You all understood? So inter-country relationship important. Similarly, globalization. Is it a risk? Yes. How? Foreign companies setting up businesses in India. So if you are a local businessman, will you not be worried? Yes. Liberalization. What is liberalization? Government opening doors for everyone to do business. Earlier, handful of people were doing business. Now everybody is doing business because of liberal policy. Is it a risk? Yes. Technology changes. Is it a risk? Yes. You all understood? All these will amount to risk. Whenever you are doing strategic analysis, you should try to maintain the balance. What do you mean by maintaining the balance? You should try to keep the risk minimum. How will you keep the risk minimum? We will study this in chapter 3, but I'll tell you now only. We will try to keep the risk minimum by preparing backup plans. By preparing what? Backup plan. You know that there is uncertainty around. If this particular strategy fails, we should have a backup plan. If that strategy fails, we should have another backup plan. Are you reading newspaper? Are you aware of what is happening in the world? Let me test you. You know, there is something called as China plus one strategy going on in the world. Now, what is China plus one strategy? Please enlighten me.
Companies manufacture in China, so because of the COVID long-term strategy, companies are expanding their production activities. First, they are solely dependent on China. Example, Apple. Now they are diversifying to another country.
Very good. Yeah. Keep up the good work. Awesome. Very few students were able to tell me what is China plus one. Very few. He is one of those. Very good. Thank you very much. What is China plus one? Majority of the companies have their manufacturing operations carried out in China. But because of COVID, their business impacted a great deal. So now they are thinking that we should not be solely dependent on China. We should have other locations also. So that is why most of the companies are adopting China plus one policy. What is China plus one? One more location apart from China. And when the time comes, we will discontinue with China, it will make here. So India has become a very good alternative to China plus one strategy. You all understood what is China plus one? So this is also uncertainty. There was uncertainty during COVID. Now how the companies are using this uncertainty? They are having backup plans. What is the backup plan? Some other country. If their operations we are not able to carry out, we will carry out in some other country. So we should have multiple backup plans so that if one plan fails, we will go back to the next plan. You understood this? Recession is also a risk. How? The spending capacity reduces. The population will not spend money on unnecessary things. Generally, if everybody is earning well, everybody likes to spend well. But if there is a recession, there is inflation, will you spend a lot of money? No, you will only spend on basic necessities. So as a businessman, is it a risk? Yes. So whenever you are doing strategic analysis, your agenda should be to minimize the risk, to reduce, mitigate the risk. Can you eliminate the risk? You can never eliminate, because you cannot eliminate the uncertainties. If you cannot eliminate the uncertainty, can you eliminate the risk? No. You all understood this? There are two kinds of risk: internal, external. You will answer. I will give you a situation. You will tell me whether it is internal or external. I will give you scenarios. This is how MCQs are framed. You make feature phones. Now the customer wants smartphone. Internal risk or external risk? The product that you make is feature phone. You have already made the product. So the strategy is done. You are already made. Now you are selling the product, but customer says, I don't want. You tell me, customer within the organization or outside the organization? Outside the, if it is outside the organization, customers' tastes and preferences is not matching with the product that you are selling. External risk. Because the strategy that you thought will be useful for you is no longer useful. You all understood? So there is inconsistency between your strategy and environmental factors. Similarly, technological changes. Moser Baer is continuing to sell CDs. You remember CDs, right? Compact disc. Moser Baer is selling CDs. People don't use pen drive these days. They use portable hard drive. They use Google Drive. Now you tell me what has happened here. Technological changes resulting into external risk. You are into plastic business. Government of India has banned plastic products. What risk? External risk. You all understood what is external risk? It will have a negative impact on your business. Last example. You have a capacity of 1000 units per day. The capacity for your factory is 1000 units per day. One customer has come to you and said, I want 5000 units today. So there is demand for your product, but you don't have sufficient capacity to manufacture the product. What kind of a risk? Internal risk. What kind of a risk? Because there is inconsistency within the organization. Now you are not facing some external issues, you are facing internal challenges. You all understood? What was the question? Issues in strategic analysis. How many issues? First, strategy evolves over a period of, number two, balance of internal and external factors, internal strengths with environmental opportunity. Number three, any doubts? You want me to read this or you want me to write? Read and write. I will do the reading, but you want me to write?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I shouldn't have asked. Okay, help me with strategic analysis. What is the first point? Be a little slow, please. Understanding the business environment Understanding the business environment before starting the business is called strategy. By the way, the same thing I wrote in the morning batch. You want that notes? Understanding the business environment before starting the business is called as strategic analysis. It's there in the book, right? It's there. How many of you all are actually writing this? You all are writing, I'll wait. No problems. Please write. Finish this, right? Strategy should not be based on emotions, feelings, judgments, intuitions. Strategy should not be based on emotions, feelings, judgments, intuition. Rather, it should. Very good. Who said this? Very good, very good. Rather, it should be based on. Continue. It should be, I'll write. It should be based on analysis. Analysis of internal and external factors. Strategy should not be based. I'll use mic, otherwise I have to survive for 2 weeks. Strategy should not be based on emotions, feelings, judgments, intuitions. Rather, it should be based on analysis of internal and external factors. Okay. Issues. Issues in strategic analysis. What are the issues in strategic analysis? Strategy evolves over a period of time. The first point was strategy evolves over a period of time. Balance of internal strength
and environmental opportunities. And third is risk. Let's read this now. Strategic analysis. Understanding the business environment before starting the business is known as strategic analysis. You will have to understand the internal factors and environmental forces. Right? You need to perform situation analysis before start planning for the organization. You need to think about what sort of organization you want to create. What will be the strength, what will be the weakness, what are the opportunities, what products you will sell, what services you are going to offer. You should give them everything. This point is very important. Pipachekar is looking for this sentence, this paragraph. Strategy formulation is not a task in which managers can get by with intuition, opinion, instincts, and creative thinking. But it is judgment about what strategies to pursue need to directly flow from. So you should do analysis. Whatever strategy you make, it should be based on analysis. Analysis of what? External environment and internal resources, and external environment will result into opportunities and threats. Internal resources and capabilities will result into strength and weakness. Now look at this. The first thing that you should be aware of, you should know your vision, mission, goals, objectives, right? After that, what we will do? Analysis. Internal analysis will lead to identification of strengths and weakness. External will result into identifying opportunities and threats. What is the situational consideration you need to think about? You need to think about the industry and the competition. What is industry? What is competition analysis? You understand a little bit of competitive landscape. But what is industry? We will study concept number 4. Okay. Own competitive capability, resources, strengths, and weakness. This is something which you know. This will result into opportunity, threat, and here we know that this is strengths and weakness. This paragraph is also important. See if you can relate to this. I have already explained to you. I am reading this. If you don't understand, you ask. Efforts made in formulation of strategy without perceptive analysis. Perceptive analysis, proper detailed analysis. So if you haven't carried out proper analysis, what kind of strategy you will make? Faulty strategy. Look at this. The chance of developing a faulty strategy. You will increase the chance of developing what? Faulty strategy. And if you make a faulty strategy, what will happen? Unachieved vision, mission, objectives, right? Then little prospects of developing competitive advantage, meaning you will not achieve competitive advantage. I hope you understood the language. Decrease the chance of improving the performance of the business. You all understood this? On the other hand, if you come up with a proper analysis, this will result into what? Formulation of a good strategy. And this good strategy will result into achievement of Vision, mission, goal, objective. Will you achieve competitive advantage? Yes. You all understood this. Any doubts up to this point? Issues to consider for strategic analysis. Number one, strategy evolves over a period of time. Look at this. Detailed analysis of internal and external factors. This is time consuming process. Possible implication of routine decisions. Your managers will be busy in analysis. Will they be able to take day-to-day decisions? No. So this will have an effect on your day-to-day working. Strategy of a firm at a particular point of time is a result of small decisions taken over an extended period of balance of external and internal factors. You need to match what? Internal potential means strengths. You need to match your internal strengths with environmental opportunity. Will there be a perfect match? There will not be a perfect match between the two. Risk. All these are example of risk, guys. I covered mostly everything. See if anything is left. I guess boom is left. Boom. What do you mean by boom? Prosperity, good situation in the economy. People are earning more, people are spending more. Then how come it is a risk? How come? There is a risk. New competitors start to enter into the business. If everything is going well, everybody starts doing business. You know this company, Exide Industries, Exide, EXIDE. They make batteries. You know this, right? They make batteries, Exide Industries. Till last year, they were into insurance business also. Are you aware of this? Exide Insurance. They were into insurance business. Why they started off with insurance business? Because a consultant told them that time, I'm talking about 10 to 15 years back, that time only 3% of India's population was insured. Now it is 10%. Still a huge disparity, but still that time they felt, oh, India's income is rising. People are getting awareness. There is an awareness. So let's enter into insurance business. What is their main business? Their main business is to make batteries. But they started off with insurance business also. It took them 10 years to understand that this is not our main business. Why should we continue with this? So they decided to sell off that business. So last year they sold this business to HDFC Life. HDFC Life Insurance, they sold this business. Which business? Insurance business. So during boom, businessmen enters into those businesses which originally they would never enter into. So boom is a situation where everybody feels, oh, even I can make money. But soon they realize, oh, I entered into a wrong business. Let's get out of this business. You all understood this? So boom, makes a businessman take wrong decisions. So boom is also a risk because many business owners will start to enter into the business. Apart from this, I guess I have covered everything. Yes. Read this. In strategic analysis, the principle of maintaining the balance is important. However, the complexities and intermingling means intermixing of variables in the environment reduces the balance, means increases the uncertainty. Now you tell me Ukraine-Russia war, everything was going smooth till February. Then Ukraine-Russia entered into war. All FMCG company had to bear losses. Why? They cannot increase the selling price, but their input cost is increasing. Selling price remaining the same, cost increasing. It impacts our profitability. Well understood? So any factor changing in the environment can result into risk. So we need to maintain the balance. An important aspect, look at this, is to identify the imbalances. What are the areas where there are risks and try to assess
Can we mitigate those risks? Can we reduce those risks? We have two kinds of risk, internal and external. Inconsistencies between strategy and environment is external. I gave you 3 examples for this. In exams also, they will ask you scenario based MCQ, guys. Now they don't ask direct MCQs. They will, yes, they will give you a situation, they will give you a concept based MCQ. Whatever I am teaching you now, these kind of MCQs they will ask. So if you know the concepts, you will be able to answer. That is why I'm simultaneously covering the MCQs too. Internal risk. Internal risk occurs on account of forces within the organization. That is internal to the organization. I gave you that example. Your capacity is only 1000 units, but you got an order of 5000. The demand for the product is 5,000. You cannot complete that order, right? This is for your reference. Do read this. If you have doubts, ask. Not now, don't read now, read it. This is again for your reference. Students generally ask me how to do strategic analysis. You know, students like to understand how it is to be done in real life. That is why I have given to you here. It is only for your reference. Read it once, you'll understand. This is internal, this is external. Read it once, you'll understand this. How it is done in real life. This was your strategic analysis. Total, how many concepts in chapter number? Chapter number 2 has 10 concepts. How many we have discussed so far? Six we have discussed. The first one we discussed was competitive landscape. I will not ask about competitive landscape. Number 2, portfolio analysis. Number 3, value creation. Then globalization. Then I will ask about competitive strategy. What is competitive strategy? Strategy which is formulated to fulfill the basic objectives, but we also formulate strategy to fight the competition. Strategies which are formulated to fight and sustain competition is called as competitive strategy. What are the objectives of competitive strategy? Beat the competition, increase the market share, generate competitive advantage. What moves we will take to withstand the competitive pressure, strengthen our market position? Very good. Then we studied what is strategic analysis. Give me issues in strategic analysis. It evolves over a period of then balance of internal and external factors. Very good. Let's talk about concept 5 and 7 now. Concept 5 and 7. Now I want you to write this for me. First, let me do the writing, then you draw. I will tell you how to present this, okay? First, let me do this. What are we studying here? We are studying concept number 5 and 7 together. Whenever you are doing self-study revision, you should do it in the order which we have taught you. That is the most logical order. So always follow that order. Concept number 2, 9, 8, 10, 1, 3. Follow that order. Now we are studying core competence and competitive advantage. This is resources and capabilities. I'll give you time to copy. Please don't copy now because I may have to erase. I may fall short of space. Resources and capabilities. Competence. Competence. I want you to copy this. How will you copy this? I don't want you to copy like this. I want you to copy this in this way. It should be one after the other. I did not have space here. So that is why I wrote resources and capabilities and competence. Below competence, I wrote core competence. And after that, I put an arrow and wrote here competitive. What you should do? Resources and capabilities will result into competence. From competence, you will get core competence. From core competence, you will get competitive advantage. So I want this order. You should be writing in this way. You all understood what I just said? So follow this. Shall I repeat? You all understood this, right? This is for concept 5 and 7. This will help you understand better. Please do this. And if you have difficulty in understanding what I have written, please ask. Resources and capabilities will result into competence. Competence, COMPETENCE sometimes. Combination of skills and resources, and not just one skill and resource. It should be combination of skills and resource. Finish copying this. Then please copy this.
Anybody writing the previous? I'll wait. Copy this. I guess you all were writing. Please write. They are writing. Please copy this now. Core competence, unique combination of skills and resources which we have but our competitors don't have. Sorry. Than rivals, higher profitability than rivals. Have you all finished? Rivals, higher profitability. I'll explain. Just copy this on. Let's start. Now, what is this core competence? What is this competitive advantage? This concept was given by two individuals. Who are those individuals? C.K. Prahalad and Gary Hamel. C.K. Prahalad and Gary Hamel were the ones who introduced this concept of core competence. Now, what is core competence? Before you understand core competence, you should know what is competence. What is competence? Competence is combination of skills and resources, and not just one skill or one technique. It is combination of skills and techniques. What is combination? Combination means more than one. Now, in order to better understand this, try to understand this flow chart. Every organization has resource and capability. What do you mean by this? You may be having lots of access to capital, you may be having human resource, you may be having material, you may be having technology, you may be having good R&D department, you may be having good marketing department too. So similarly, other companies, other competitors will also have access to capital, access to technology, access to material, access to human resource, marketing, other departments. So even you have those things, competitors also have. So resources and capabilities is available to everyone.
With the help of these resources and capabilities, you try to become competent. You try to become competent. What is competent? You are using those resources and capabilities which you have, and you are trying to make a product, and that product you are trying to sell. Are you the only one who is doing this? No, other companies are also doing this. So these two things are done by most of the organization. This is done by most of the organization. So resources and capabilities is available to everyone. With the help of these resources and capabilities, what we try to do? We try to create competence. What is competence? Combination of skills and resource, and not just one skill or one resource. One skill, or you can also call this as technique. One skill, resource, techniques. If you want to add those words. Okay. So what separates you from the competitors is how quickly you can convert yourself from competence to core competence. Now, what is core competence? In simple language, it is USP, unique selling proposition. But we don't want to write simple words in exam, especially if you want to get marks. So we want marks. That is our only objective here. So core competence. What is core competence? Core competence means, look at the first word. Unique. Unique combination of skills, resources, techniques which we possess, which we have, but our competitors don't have. And because of this existence of core competence, we will be able to achieve something called as competitive advantage. So if your organization wants to achieve competitive advantage, for that what you need to have? Core competence. Then only you will be able to achieve something called as competitive advantage. So core competence will act as a source of competitive advantage. I repeat, because this sentence will be there at 3 places. Core competence acts as a source of competitive advantage. Core competence will be the foundation on which you will achieve your competitive advantage. You understood this much? In core competence, we have 5 questions to study. How many questions? 5. But to be very honest, you have only 3 questions to study, because 3 questions will have 1 answer. Means 1 common answer for 3 questions. Which are those questions? 5.1, 5.2, 5.4. Now you have space there. In your book, I see that you have space, right? If you are using that book, as I told you to, you might be having some space. Therein you write whatever I am writing next. You understood what is core competence? Core competence means something which you have but your competitors don't have. If you want an example, Apple. Apple has its own operating system. Because of this, they have core competence, and because of this core competence, they have competitive advantage. Nestle, Maggi, noodles, they have got good distribution system. If they have got good distribution network, good distribution system, their product is available even at remotest place in India. So that is their core competence. And because of this core competence, they have competitive advantage. You all understood what I just said. This is important for us to understand. So every organization will have resources and capabilities. With the help of resources and capabilities, you will try to create competence. From competence, we will create core competence. From core competence, we will have competitive advantage. So let us do this. Yes. Now we are understanding core competence, 5 questions. Then we will talk about competitive advantage. What is competitive advantage in simple language? An edge over your rivals. To simplify this, your profitability will be more than your rivals. You will have a higher profitability than your competitor. Sorry, than your competitor. You all understood this? Let's see. Here, first we will try to understand the three answers. 5.1, 5.1, 5.2, 5.4. I will write the questions also so that you know what we are studying. How to identify what is the criteria and what are the tests. 5.1, 5.2, 5.4. Let me first finish writing this, then you want, I will give you time to copy. Any which ways I will be writing abbreviations, I will be writing short forms because I don't have space. You may have space, you may use 2 lines also. CD stands for competitor differentiation, CV stands for customer value. Here I will have to use this application to other markets. Application to other markets. I'll write here application to other markets. Okay. Same answer for criteria. Test. The heading changes a little, but the explanation will remain the same. Test. Leverage test. Value enhancement test. Imitability test. Okay, I will explain to you now. What is the question? Your organization wants to see whether you have core competence or not. So how will we identify whether our organization is having core competence or not? How will we identify? 3 points. If all the 3 points are available, then we can see that our organization is having core competence. All the 3 points should be present. Number 1, competitor differentiation. Now, what is competitor differentiation? Whatever product that you sell or whatever services you provide should be unique. Should be, the first word itself was unique. Remember core competence, we wrote the first word itself was unique. So whatever you are offering to the customer should be unique and it should not be easily copied by the competitors. It should be difficult for the competitors to imitate. Imitate means copy. You understood what I said? This is your first point, competitor differentiation. What is competitor differentiation? Whatever product you sell, whatever services you provide should be unique. It should be difficult for the competitors to imitate, copy. You understood? Second, customer value. What is customer value? Customer value in simple terms means whatever product you sell, whatever service you provide should fulfill the basic needs of the customer. Should fulfill what? Basic needs of the customer. If they are fulfilling the basic needs of the customer, means you are delivering value to customer. Customer will buy your product again. At the end of the day, what you want? Lifetime customer. That is creating value. And when will the customer come to you? When you create value. So your product or services should create customer value. Something which they should like and they should come back to you for that product again. Patanjali Dantakanti, yes. Patanjali honey, yes. But what about atta noodles? No. It did not create customer value for me, at least. I don't know about you. Well understood this. Third, application to other markets. What do you mean by application to other markets? The capabilities that you have created should not be restricted to only one business or one product. You should be able to use this competence in other businesses, other products, other markets. If you are able to do so, then you can say that you have fulfilled the third criteria, third condition. And the moment you fulfill these 3 conditions, we say that you have core competence. I'll give you example for the third one. Application to other markets. Apple, they have their own ecosystem, iOS and hardware, software. tight integration. Same thing can be said for their laptop. You can easily access the data of your phone through laptop. You can easily access the data of your laptop in your phone. So can I say the same system that they have created, the ecosystem, is equally applicable in their other gadgets that they are selling? So have they increased their potential of earning? Yes, they have more customer base now. They have corporate clients also. They have individual customers also. How they have corporate clients? Many offices have now shifted from Windows system to Apple system, Mac system. Absolutely right. Why? Because of the data protection and the data security. In today's world, competitors stoop down to such a level that they are trying to harm us by infecting our systems through viruses. So we want to protect our data. We want to protect our customers' data, all the information that we have. That is why we have shifted from Windows system to Mac, iOS. You all understood what I said? So this is application to other markets. Similarly, Facebook, a revolutionary website. You might not be aware of this, but when I was a student, we did not have access to mobile phones. We had only landline. You know what is landline, right? We used to dial on our home number and we used to call childhood friends, good friends, went to different cities, settled abroad. Now I want to interact with him. I want to talk to him, but there is no reference. I tried calling that landline number changed. Naturally, they shifted somewhere else. So I want to talk to my friend, but no means of communication. In 2006-7, Mark Zuckerberg came up with this brilliant idea of uniting the world through website. He created Facebook.com. The Facebook initially it was called as, initially it was only meant for Harvard Business School alumni. There's a movie called as Social Network. Don't watch it now. After May, before the results, after the exam, you have 2 months. I have a list of movies that you should watch, but I will give you the list only on one condition, that you will watch those movies not today. Otherwise, I tell you now, you will watch it and you will compromise on your studies. After May, before July, you can watch that. So Social Network is the name of that movie. In that, his story is depicted. How much of it is true, we don't know, because half of the things are made up so that we like it. So what happened? He made that Facebook. The moment he made Facebook, it was a revolutionary website at that time, because for us, nothing came close to this. We had Orkut. You remember Orkut? Orkut had a very bad interface. So we did not like Orkut. So we connected. We could search people over Facebook. So we searched. I searched him. I got his details, sent him a request. He accepted the request. We started chatting on Facebook. Such a good application. We could chat with each other. Then Brian Acton came up with something called as WhatsApp, free messaging app. South Asian countries, you know what happens? People charge us for messages also. I don't know if you remember this. For sending one SMS, they used to take 1 rupee and 160 characters. 160 character, full stop is also a character, comma is also a character. 1 rupee they used to take. So WhatsApp was a free messaging app. It was such a good app that people started using WhatsApp. It affected Facebook business. Facebook earns through advertisement, marketing, right? Corporates give him money to display ads on his website. He does not share his own content. No, you and me make Facebook. We share the content. I hope you know this. We share our data. We upload our photos. We share our stories, and they show ads on our wall. You understood? So this is how they earn. Now, I interacted with my friend through chat. I told him, let's come over WhatsApp and let's chat over WhatsApp. Now, what happened because of this? The active users, you know what is active users? Active users started decreasing. Means I have an account on Facebook, but I'm not active. I don't go and check my Facebook account now. Am I an active user? No. Do you think Facebook earns any money from inactive users? No, because there is no footfall. There is no revenue for them. So I am not a good customer for Facebook, because eventually if anything is for free, I am the commodity. You understand this, right? Yes. So I am being sold as a product to the corporates. I did not go to Facebook. Facebook was losing out on revenue because day by day their number of active users started decreasing. Why? WhatsApp. People started chatting over WhatsApp. So what did Facebook do? He acquired WhatsApp. And that time WhatsApp was not a revenue generating model. In fact, 6 months ago also it was not generating a single rupee. Now they started with WhatsApp Pay, payment platform for business account. You can take payments from that also application. Otherwise, before that it was not generating any revenue. Then once he acquired Facebook, then acquired WhatsApp, then one more application, Instagram started. People used to earlier upload their photos on Facebook. They used to check their Facebook profiles regularly, how many likes, how many comments. Now people started uploading their photos on Instagram. No active user on Facebook. Then he bought Instagram also. But one thing, good thing about Instagram was Instagram shows ads. So it was earning revenue. So it was not a loss-making project. So he acquired Instagram also. In today's digital world, data is the biggest currency. And two organizations control the youth's digital world. Google, Meta. Yesterday I told you how Google controls us. Majority of the thing that we use is Google's or Zuckerberg's. Think Instagram, WhatsApp. I don't know about you whether you check your Facebook account, but Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp are controlled by Zuckerberg. Google controls my world. You all understood this? So we are heavily dependent on this. Now, what can we learn from this? Application to other markets. Facebook was earning revenue through Facebook only. Then he understood that I cannot defeat WhatsApp, I cannot defeat Instagram. If I cannot defeat anyone, let's buy them, let's control them. You might have heard this, no? If I cannot defeat you, I should control you. That is the thing that businessmen generally do. If I cannot defeat you, I'll acquire you if I have money, of course. If I don't have money, what's the point of acquisition? There's no chance. You all understood this? That is an example of application to other markets. Once I have done justice to one business, I will use these competencies in other businesses. I will use the knowledge gained in one business in other businesses. That is application of other markets. You all understood this? Yes. Okay. Let's try to understand this first, and then we will discuss the remaining part. Core competence. You did not copy this. Okay, copy this. Put these as arrows. It will help you. Put this as well. Criteria. 5.1 is how to identify core competence. Imitability. Please don't judge me by my handwriting or my spelling. I know a little. Okay. Even if you judge, it's fine. Then why am I saying this?
how to identify core competence. Number one is competitor differentiation. Number two, customer value. Number three, application to other markets. Five point two criteria. Point number three, which is there in identification, will be the first point in criteria. The second point will be the same. The third point will be the first point of first 5.1. That is why those arrows. Five point four is what are the tests to prove core competence? Leverage test, value enhancement test, imitability test. Leverage test, value enhancement test, imitability test. Even if you have not understood this, the presentation part, you will understand this once we start discussing. You understood the explanation, right? Okay, tell me what are the ways to identify core competence? How to identify core competence? Competitor differentiation, customer value, application to other markets. These three are the identification points. Who gave us this core competence? CK Prahlad and Gary Hamel. Core competence will act as a source of competitive advantage. What is competence? Combination of skills and techniques, not just one skill, technique, or resource. What is core competence? Unique combination of skills, resources, techniques that we have but our competitors don't. In which areas? You know, in four areas: managerial know-how, technological know-how, technology. I did not tell you this. Okay. Managerial know-how, technological know-how, wisdom and experience. I thought I said, that's why I was waiting. In four areas. And if you see, these are the four areas which you cannot buy from market. Can you buy wisdom, experience, managerial know-how? You learn all this through years of practice. It is something which you will get through practice. You all understood this? Look at this. I am giving you the order. This is the order in which you should write in exam. You also number this. If a question comes on, write a note on core competence. The first thing that you should do is CK Prahlad and Gary Hamel have advocated the concept of core competence, which is a widely used concept in management studies. Then you will write competency. Combination of skills and techniques rather than individual skill or separate technique. Three, an organization's combination of technological managerial know-how, managerial know-how, wisdom, experience are a complex set of capabilities that can lead to competitive advantage. And this sentence will be there at two other places. Core competence are capabilities that will serve as a source of competitive advantage. So competitive advantage, if you want to achieve, you should have core competence. You remember chapter number 1, benefits of strategic management. Seventh benefit, Strategic management helps you develop core competence and competitive advantage. That time I told you we will study this in chapter 2. This is the time where we study core competence. What is core competence? Unique combination in the areas of managerial know-how, technological know-how, wisdom and experience, which we have, but our competitors don't have. Unique. Okay. Now, for competence, it is the characteristic to have combination of skills and techniques. Combination of skills. The optimal way to define core competence is to consider it as a some 5 to 15 areas. As I told you, if you are good in one area, one particular skill, one particular domain, not good enough. Multiple areas, combination should be there. So core competence cannot be built on one capability or single technological know-how. Whatever we said, it's confirmed here. Now this is the question, guys. 5.1, identification. I don't know, students don't like this core competence concept, but it is easy. It is easy if you have understood that flow chart. So CK Prahlad and Gary Hamel, what are the major core competencies? We have 3 areas. How many areas? 3. Number 1, competitor differentiation, customer value. I'll highlight few important sentences here. Unique, difficult to imitate. This is the competitor differentiation. Then we have customer value. It has to deliver fundamental benefit. Must have the real impact on the customer. That is why they will buy the product again, right? If I like the product, then only I will buy. Otherwise, what's the point of buying? Application to other markets. It should be applicable to the whole organization. Well, understood which points to be underlined. Few examples, you read those examples. Criteria 5.2. Now, all this is an introduction. Look at this. Core competence are capabilities that serve as a source of competitive advantage for a firm over its rival. You all understood this sentence, right? Now, others you can read. This is your main answer, guys. This is your main answer. Now you have to tell me which point is this. It should provide potential access to wide variety of market. Very good. This is application to other markets. Please give cross reference. Same as 5.1.3. The explanation will be same. The explanation which you wrote there, you write here also. Now you tell me this. What about this? Makes a significant contribution to the perceived customer benefits. Very good. Can I say this is same as 5.1, point number 2? It should be difficult to imitate. This is competitor differentiation, same as 5.1.1. Come to 5.4 first. Test. Leverage test. Do you know what is leverage test? Let's read this, you'll understand. You tell me now. Read. It provides a potential access to wide variety of market. Can I say this is same as same as 5.1.3. Value enhancement. Significant contribution to the perceived customer benefits, customer value. Imitability test. Same as 5.1.1. You all understood this? You read this for yourself, see if you have any doubts, advantages, then I will talk about 5.2. Immediately, I give you 2 minutes. Advantages of identifying core competence. 4 points, guys. The first point is logical, right? Core competence will help you achieve competitive advantage. What should I explain in this? Naturally, if you are having core competence, you will have competitive advantage, you will have higher profits. I want to know about third point from you all. Helps the organization stretch into new opportunities. Explain this for me.
So the advantage what we have, the other firms don't have, so we can.
Okay. Facebook acquired WhatsApp, Facebook acquired Instagram. This acquisition helped him stretch into new opportunities. It started generating him more revenue. Yes. Apple initially decided that we will sell phones. Now they are selling laptops also. They are selling same watches also. Can I say this is application to other markets? We are stretching our abilities to earn more profits. That is the point here. It helps the firm stretch into new opportunities. We can expand our business. We can enter into new geographical segments. We can enter into new product lines. Last point, helps in maintaining progress. We are able to maintain our profitability. Any doubts up to this point? No. Okay. Important question, guys, how to build core competence. How to build core competence. 4 points. Very simple 4 points. Please write this if you want to. Valuable, rare, costly to imitate, non-substitute. Non-substitutable. Valuable, rare, R-A-R-E. Valuable, rare, costly to imitate, and non-substitute. Now, how to build core competence. Suppose your organization now wants to build core competence. How can you build core competence is the question. So your resources should have these 4 features. Your resources, your capabilities should have these 4 qualities. Number 1, it should be valuable. Now, what do you mean by valuable? Valuable can be understood in 2 contexts. If there is an opportunity, if there is a threat. If there is an opportunity, you can grab that opportunity. Then you can say that your resources are valuable. If there is a threat, you can protect yourself from the threat using your resources. Then you can say your resources are valuable. So valuable will be known to us using these two parameters. So how to build core competence? Make sure your resources and capabilities that you have should be valuable. If there is an opportunity, you can grab that opportunity. If there is a threat, you can protect yourself from the threat. That is the first point, valuable. How to build core competence. Number two, it should be rare. The resource and capability that you have should be unique. It should be available to you, your own self. If it is available to everyone, it is not rare. Android is available in every other phone except for Apple phone. So is it rare? No. So can we have core competency there in that regards? No. So rare means something which you have, others don't have, unique. You all understood? If it is possessed by everyone, it is good for no one. You all understood this? Third, valuable, rare, costly to imitate. Costly to imitate means what? Yes, nobody should be able to copy it, then it will becomes rare. But if someone is trying to copy this, it should be costly. Costly in terms of time, costly in terms of efforts, costly in terms of monetary factors. Sometimes people want to satisfy their ego by creating their own operating system, but they have spent crores and crores of rupees in R&D. They have spent thousands and thousands of hours in creating that. What's the point? Will you be able to sell at a higher price? No. Then why are you doing this? You will understand this in chapter 5. I told you there is one company. Why? Have you heard of this company? And why? Very popular in Arab countries. Very popular. Every other person is having that company's mobile phone. They breached the confidentiality agreement, data privacy agreement of Android. So Android terminated their contract. So now they are making their own operating system, Harmony. Imagine they are spending crores and crores of rupees in making of Harmony. Then we will have 3 operating systems: iOS, Harmony, and Android. What price they will charge? If they charge high price, suppose if they charge high price, and you have the budget to buy 1 lakh rupee phone, given a choice, would you prefer Apple iPhone or Huawei Harmony? You understood why? Because they have brand image, status symbol, and a legacy, right? Apple has its legacy. So what's the point of spending so much of money towards creating something which will not be valued by customer? You understood what I'm trying to say? So it should be costly to imitate. How to build core competence? It should be costly to imitate. Next point, my favorite point, non-substitutable. Non-substitutable means there should be no strategic alternative available for your product. There should be no strategic equivalents. If there is alternative available, then customers will go to that alternative. There should be no substitutes available. Well understood this. So how to build core competence? We have 4 points. Now students write these 4 points and come. And they say, sir, I got very less marks. You know why they got less marks? Because they did not write the introduction. What will be the introduction that you will write? Firstly, you will give credit to the persons who have made this. Who are the persons? C.K. Prahlad, Gary Hamel. Then you will talk about competence, competency. Then you will talk about core competence. Then you will talk about how core competence can act as a source of competitive advantage. And then you will write how to build core competence. Believe me, you will get better marks than other students. That is what we want, right? We want to get half a mark more than other candidates so that we get rank, right? See, just to prove you this, we have written here also the introduction. How to build core competence. Core competence, same sentence. Don't you think so? The same sentence here. That is why I gave you that flow chart. Core competence are capabilities that will act as a source of competence. But you write those three sentences also, no? What is the person's name? C.K. Prahlad, Gary Hamel, competence, core competence, then this. There is 4 criteria we have. Valuable. Valuable capabilities are ones that allow the firm to exploit opportunity or to prevent the threat. Other examples you read, I will not read. Core competence are rare capabilities, very few competitors possess this. Rare, very few. Costly to imitate. It should be, they should not be able to develop this easily. They should require a lot of time, effort, money to make this product. Non-substitutable, they should not have any strategic equivalence. You all understood this? Now let's talk about competitive advantage. What is competitive advantage? It is a situation wherein you all were marking, you all want to highlight. Okay. Just go through few examples in our book. Those are very good examples, real life practical examples. Okay. Now, competitive advantage. What is competitive advantage? It is a situation wherein your profitability will be higher as compared to your rivals. Here we have 2 questions, 7.1 and 7.2. 7.1 you will read, you will study it by yourself. I will teach you 7.2. Very important question 7.2. It has already been asked twice in recent exam, one time, and during COVID it was asked. 7.2, what is the question? What are the characteristics of resources and capabilities so that you can achieve sustainable competitive advantage? What are the characteristics of resource and capabilities? Resource and capabilities. R and C means resources and capabilities to achieve sustainable competitive advantage. We have 4 points here. Durability. Transferability. Anybody still writing the question? No. Transferability. Imitability. Appropriability. Shall I start? Okay, what is the question? Characteristics, features of resources and capabilities in achieving sustainable competitive. Sustainable means, yes, maintaining for a long duration. You want to have competitive advantage, but that competitive advantage it should be for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, right? It should be for a longer period of time. 3 months, 1 month, 6 months, it doesn't make any difference. You want long-term competitive advantage. So there are 4 characteristics. Number 1, durability. Now, whenever you are answering, you need to write both the aspects. I'll explain. I'll give you an example. Let's say you are a pharmaceutical company. Let's say you are top management official of any pharmaceutical company. You can think of Cipla, Ranbaxy, Abbott, any company. I am one of your scientists. What is my role? I mix the compounds, various chemicals I mix, and I make one drug, medicine. Then we test this on animals, we test this on humans, and if the medicine is successful, I come and tell you, sir, madam, this medicine is successful. Look at the results, look at the trial, it is good to go. So what do? You take this medicine, you take this formula, and you go to the patent authority. And once you go to the patent authority will look at the results, will look at the formula, will look at the medicine, what is its treatment, etc., etc. And then they will give you the patent certificate. Let's say you got the patent certificate for 10 years. Now for 10 years, you have complete right over this formula, this drug. So can I say you have complete right over this formula means you are the only organization that will make this drug. If some other company wants to copy this, they will take permission, and for giving the permission, you will charge royalty money. So can I say this is a source of revenue for the next 10 years for you? No other competitor will be able to do this for next 10 years. This is durability. This is durability. On the other hand, I am a scientist. I developed vaccine, COVID vaccine I developed. Okay, I developed the COVID vaccine. I came to you. You told me you did a very good job. You went to the patent authority. Patent authority acknowledged that whatever you have done is great, but for the benefit of human mankind, we cannot give you 5 years, 10 years patent. We will give you patent only for 1 month. After 1 month, we will share this formula with other pharmaceutical companies. They will give you royalty, but you will not have sole rights to this formula. So now I have patents, you have patents, but only for 1 month. Is it a longer duration? No. So here, will you have sustainable competitive advantage? No. So how to write this answer? If a resources and capabilities have durability, then the organization will have sustainable competitive advantage. However, if the resources and capabilities are not durable, they will not have sustainable competitive advantage. You all understood this? Second point. This is a controversial point, not for me, but for my students. They tend to get confused here. Transferability. I will give you an example right at the beginning. Let's say again, pharmaceutical company, I am your scientist. Human resource is considered to be a valuable resource for any organization, and for IT companies, for pharmaceutical companies, they are very important. So I work for you, I work for your organization. Now the rival company has made an offer to me that whatever you all are paying, we will pay you 3 times. You come and join us. And I am very greedy. Just an example, but I am very greedy. I got this offer and now I am contemplating. And I am the head of that research team which does research. So if I go, I will take my 10 juniors with me also. That is the example here. Now here you need to think. If I go to the competitor, can I say your resources have been transferred? Your resources have been transferred. The moment I go away to the rival company, the competitive advantage is gone. Why? Because I will do research now for rival company. You all understood this? But somehow or the other, you stop me. You ask me, how much they are paying you? 3 times, we are giving you 5 times. Don't go. Don't go. And I stay. So if I don't go, I will do research for your organization. So if I don't go, I will do research for your organization. Who will have sustainable competitive advantage? You will have sustainable competitive advantage. You all understood this? Now the technical terms. If the resources, answer this question, if the resources and capabilities are easily transferable, now you tell me, competitive advantage or no competitive advantage? Why? Because I went to the competitor. So if the resources and capabilities are easily transferable, there will be no sustainable competitive advantage. However, if the resources and capabilities are not easily transferable, there will be sustainable competitive advantage. You all understood this? Great. Second point done. Imitability, appropriability, very simple. I don't have to talk much here now. All the difficult points are covered. Imitability. Imitability means, can your product creation be copied? If your creation can be copied easily, if someone can copy whatever you have made easily, no competitive advantage. Logical, right? But if the competitor cannot copy this, or it is very difficult for them to copy, you have sustainable competitive advantage. I told you, not a difficult point. Fourth point, you all understood, right? Fourth point, appropriability. Now, what is appropriability? Appropriation means what? You are right. Tell me, what is appropriation? I am telling you before knowing the answer. Tell me what is appropriation. You might have studied this somewhere. What is appropriation? Distribution of profits. So tell me, you are right. I told you. Never to shy away from answering. No, it's okay to be wrong. Appropriation means what? Appropriation means distribution. Distribution of profits. Now, you are an investor. I am a startup founder. You invested crores and crores of rupees in my business. Now my business is turned profitable. So if my business has turned profitable, I will appropriate this money to the investors. The more money I am appropriating means what it shows, I am able to make more profits. More profits happens when? Competitive advantage. So more profits being appropriated shows that you have sustainable competitive advantage. You understood how? You tell me, higher profitability means you have achieved competitive advantage. What is competitive advantage? Your profitability will be higher than your competitor. So if I am able to give money back to the investors in form of appropriation, it shows that I have achieved sustainable competitive advantage. But on the other hand, you come to me and you ask me, where are my returns on investment? Sorry, sir, negative profits. Negative profits means losses. Sorry, sir, losses. Next year. Okay. Next year also. Next. Do you think this is a good situation? No. Then this is no sustainable competitive advantage. You all understood this. So, what are the characteristics of resources and capabilities to achieve sustainable competitive advantage? Durability, transferability, imitability. You finished writing this, right? Come to this part. Competitive advantage. Page number 7.1. Please do it by yourself. I know you will be able to do this. If you read, you will be able to understand. If you have doubts, the first thing that you should do is tomorrow before the lecture, after the lecture, in the break, you ask me. I don't mind. But do read that. Competitive advantage depends upon 4 major characteristics. Number one, durability. The rate at which the firm's resources and capabilities deteriorate. How fast my resources are diminishing, getting over. If it is getting over quickly, no competitive advantage. But I have 10 years, yes, competitive advantage. Transferability. Second paragraph, second line. The easier it is to transfer the resources and capabilities, the less sustainable will be the competitive advantage. Still marking this? No, finish marking, right? Imitability. If resources and capabilities cannot be purchased by a would-be imitator, they need to be built from scratch. This is important. How easily and quickly can the competitors build the resources and capability? If they can build this quickly, no competitive advantage. But if it takes a lot of time, efforts, money, yes, then we can say we have competitive advantage. Appropriability. Ability of the firm's owner to appropriate the returns on its resource base. How quickly can we return the money to the investor? If we are able to return the money, yes, because you are profitable. You all understood this. So we have completed concept number 5 and 7. You were marking something. So we have also completed concept number 5 and 7. Let's write this first in our summary sheet. Oh, we did not write this. Okay, this is strategic analysis. This is core competence. This is, now we will do value chain analysis. I will not be able to do the entire value chain analysis now, but only a part of it which we discuss in the morning batch also. So please cooperate and draw this diagram for me if you want to draw this. It's there in the book, value chain analysis. One, two, marching. I'll go on explaining as you go on writing. Value chain analysis is something which we will discuss after the break, but this concept is given by Michael Porter. What he said, that if you want to achieve core competence can be easily copied if it is relating to outside the organization. But if it is within the organization, core competence will not be copied by the competitor. So for that, you need to work on your systems. Try to create systems, try to build methodology, procedures, so that even if few of the employees leave the organization, you will not suffer. People come, people go, but the systems will never fail you. The methodology, the procedure will never fail you. So always create systems. If you have seen McDonald's, 18-year-old kid, 19-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid is able to make burgers. Do you think is it because they know how to make a burger? No, they were trained to do that. And the system has been developed. Even if one of the employees leaves the organization or is transferred to some other outlet, nothing happens to the functioning of the business. That is how you should create an organization. It should be
process driven, systems driven. Why I tell you this? You are my future CFOs of some large corporate. You should not be dependent on individuals. Create a system, create a process, so that even if few employees are absent for personal reasons, few employees have left the organization, few employees have been transferred to some other branch, your work will not be compromised. You all understood this? That is why what you should do, you should create systems. That is what Michael Porter said. So in order to create that system, first of all, he said, you should identify your activities. There are two activities, primary activity and support activity. And thereafter, you should find out the value that you get from each activity. The value that you get from each activity. We will discuss about the nitty-gritties after the break. But as of now, you should know what are the two activities talking about. We have two activities. Primary activity. Primary activity means the main activity of the organization. What is it? Main activity. For any organization, all the main activities will be characterized as primary activity. Which are those activities? Inbound logistics. IL stands for inbound logistics. What is this? Bringing the raw material. Transportation, warehousing, storage of raw material is called as inbound logistics. Then you will convert that raw material into finished goods. That will be done in factory. Operations. Many people call this as production. I call this as operations. Then outbound logistics. What is outbound logistics? Imagine raw material came in my factory, you manufactured through operations. Now the product is ready. What you will do? Distribute, right? So transportation, storage, warehousing of finished goods is called as outbound logistics. Once the product has been dispatched, distributed, you will start doing marketing of that product so that you can sell. So this is marketing and sales. And the last one is service. Service means after sales service. Many a times, many organizations feel that we have sold our product, our job is done. Honestly speaking, your job has just started because customer has trusted you. So now you have to live up to that expectations. You all understood? So installation services, inspection services, maintenance services. Sometimes if you buy a software, training service, you buy a new machine, you don't know how to use it, training services, all this will come under service. You all understood this? So these are the 5 primary activities. So what did Michael Porter say? Identify the primary activities in your organization. And second, support activities. Support means what? Those activities which will help us getting our primary activity done. So which are those support activity? Number 1, procurement. What do you mean by procurement? Purchase. But whenever I talk about procurement, students misunderstand procurement. They feel that procurement means only purchase of material. Try to understand this diagram, guys. This diagram is very deep. Procurement is across all primary activities. It means purchase is not only restricted to raw materials. It is also restricted to factory machines. It is also tempos, trucks, lorries, all marketing related systems that you want. That is the software, that is computers, mobile phones for telecallers. All these will also come under procurement. They will be the one responsible, procurement department. Then we have service. All servicing equipment that we need to buy will be done by procurement. So procurement not only takes care of raw material purchase, they take care of all primary as well as support activity purchases. This is one department, procurement. Similarly, we have firm infrastructure. What is firm infrastructure? The place where you are going to store your raw material, that is go down.
The place where you are going to manufacture your product, that is your factory. The place where you are going to store your finished goods, cold storage. The place where your office employees and marketing employees, executives will sit, marketing and sales, that is infrastructure. For servicing also you would need a separate space. So that is firm infra. You cannot operate anywhere, anyhow. You need to have proper designated place for everyone. Next point, technology development. Technology is used in all facets in today's time. For marketing, we use digital marketing, social media. For operations, we use. For logistics also we use. We use GPS tracker to check whether the tempos, lorries are being dropped off or brought in the way we want. Unnecessary stoppage is not happening. You all understood this? So technology is used everywhere. And last is HRM, human resource management. What is human resource management? Recruitment and selection, training, performance appraisal, and then remuneration. Don't you think so? This department will also work for the entire organization, be it primary and secondary, both they will work for primary and support. Well, understood this? If all these work in coordination, you know what will happen? We will get competitive edge. And this competitive edge is margin. Margin means extra profits. Extra profits over and above our competitors are earning. You all understood this? At least you understood the activities. How it is used, we will study after the break. You all understood this? How many activities we have? Two. Primary, support. Primary, we have 5 parts. Inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales and support. Support activities, we have 4. Technology development, human resource, and farming. Well understood. Just want to read this, nothing else. You might have this diagram with you. The 2 basic steps: identify the activities and assess the value added from each. Assess the value added from each. So we need to identify primary activity, support activity. What you do, there is one diagram here, inbound logistics. Just next to it, please write forklift. You know what is forklift? It is used in warehouse for loading and unloading purposes. This has some use in chapter 6. So when we will study chapter 6, I will make a reference of forklift. It is used for loading, unloading purposes. It is one of the material handling equipment. Forklift. It is one word, but I don't have space. Now, primary activities. Inbound logistics, don't highlight everything, just highlight this input. Inbound logistics means if you still want to highlight a little more, actually I am against highlighting everything, because what's the point of revision? Then what's the point of highlighting if you want to highlight everything? But still, if you want to highlight a little more, 4 more words. Otherwise, 1 word was enough. These are the activities which are concerned with receiving, storing, distributing inputs. Okay, these are few examples: material handling, inventory, warehouse. Transformation. Transformation of what? Operations means transformation is changing from raw material to finished goods. Outbound logistics, product. Product means finished goods. That is collecting, storing, distributing. Finished. Marketing and sales. Making the customers aware. Here examples are administration, advertising, production, distribution. Service. how we will maintain the value of the product. Installation, repair, training. These were 5 primary activities. Support activity, procurement. Procurement means purchase. Procurement means purchase. Then we have technology development, HRM, firm infrastructure. You all understood this? So how many primary activities? 5. How many support activities? You all understood this? Great. So we take a break, guys. We take a break. After the break, we will complete the remaining part of value chain analysis and concept number 4, and then we will start with a new chapter. So we take a break of 30 minutes.